má sọ̀rọ̀ kan fáwọn èèyàn kan má sọ wípé tí any country bá fẹ́ develop wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ yá owó. They have to borrow money apart from the one they are generating. Yes, Nigeria is generating more, over 411% ní revenue rise ní country, but ìyẹn ò túmọ̀ sí wípé Nigeria ò lè máa borrow. Ṣé in this world ayé tá wà yìí country mẹ́ta ló jẹ gbèsè jù, àwọn jẹ ló wà successful jù láyé. America is number 1. They borrow money day by day, but yes, not for consumption, for infrastructure development, for so many things tí àwọn èèyàn lè dé bá. Ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú Tinubu àti Peter Obi. Tinubu ń yọwọ́ ó fi invest, Peter Obi ń yọwọ́ ó save sí báǹkì kí ẹni tó ń bọ̀ lè báwó. Ta ló smart jù náà méjèèjì? Ta ló smart jù ní Tinubu àti lè máa compare Tinubu àti Peter Obi? Bí pé òun compare Goliath àti Abini Goliath, ẹ̀bẹ́ òun compare lè máa compare wọn ṣá, because the difference is clear. Councillor ní chairman ní gan ó smart ju Peter Obi lọ, because ó fi tribal ó ti gbé sójú. Wọ́n bí tí mo lọ kọ́ nìyẹn. So because every time somebody dey jáwọ́ ní national assembly, Nigeria is borrowing this, Nigeria is borrowing that. At least if you people are saying what is happening, that Tinubu, at least we need to manage, because you know already wọ́n pé Nigeria, the Tinubu government, they don't want to manage and they are forcing us to manage. You can say that. But telling government not to borrow, they borrow this, they borrow that. We all know what is going on in the country. Nigeria to run to bankrupt. Ó kù díẹ̀. Ògbójú onígbèsè ni wá. But nígbà tí ẹni dé, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rebuild everything. Now we are actually in the right path. Now we are now in the right path. Not that everything is growing, but at least the economy is stable. And it's Tinubu government that stabilized the Nigeria economy. We all know that, yes, with pain and everything, we share. The only thing Tinubu can blame Tinubu government for ni pé wọ́n manage owó wa. Buying this, buying that. Let's talk about that. The FIRS boss, Adedeji, I'm going to play his video for you guys. Inú mi jẹ́ dùn pé ó try láti yànnàná, wọ́n tó bá mọ̀ yànnàná, ó try láti elaborate ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Because Rufai was saying, that guy, no matter who Rufai saying as if they are bitter new, I don't know. They are always happy when there is bad news about Nigerian government during this Tinubu tenure. I just don't know. And Rufai was saying is very sound. Because he's so brilliant. But I don't know what is going on. I am not saying that this country, this government is perfect. I am not saying that this government is okay. No. But they are trying their possible best. It's not Tinubu that bring down this country to this extent. I wanted to get before Tinubu is just 2.5 years in office. So what do you want him to do? To perform magic? Nothing tí government bá achieve. Was statistics wọ́n bring out ní jẹta pé our revenue has high to like 42 something billion. Policy statistics wọ́n kàn dá gbogbo ẹ̀rú. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Me cannot criticize because tá bá criticize government ló máa ṣe sí, but tó bá ṣe the right thing ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ. Why is it that is when you see bad news that you always we need to stop that. Torí Peter Obi ò wọlé ṣá. Peter Obi ò dẹ̀ lé wọlé because Peter Obi doesn't fit to be president of this country. Nǹkan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé Ifẹ̀, Peter Obi ti sọ. Ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, Peter Obi ti sọ. Ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nasarawa, ó ti débẹ̀. Ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Kogi, ó ti débẹ̀. Àmọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́mìgbọ̀n àmọ́ Anambra, ó máa silent ní ẹ̀mí gbọ́ ha. Is that the kind of a president we want? We can't continue like that. So let's first play the video of the FIRS boss, Adedeji.
My sister from my right, thank you for your good question. And it is the right time to check. Because without want to throw any drive, what is the component of a budget of a country? So you have your expenditure, you have your revenue, and you have loan in all budget. So if my expenditure for this year is 100,000, and my plan is that 80 will be from my revenue and I will borrow 20. And I've done revenue of 90 and I'm borrowing according to what I have in my budget of borrowing 10. So what is the problem in that? And another thing that people should understand, borrowing is not a problem. Don't forget that banks are part of our economic ecosystem. There is no country or an individual in the world that don't forget that government borrows from banks. It's from that interest they pay their salary. It is from the salary that bank pays that they pay taxes to state government. It is from this profit difference between deposit that give them profit that I collect tax. So when you say you go for lending, what anybody anywhere is that you go for sustainable, and that is why you see what Mr. President or Minister of Finance. Have you ever had Minister of Finance say that is borrowing to pay salary or to do anything? And why do you do it? I'll give you typical example. Look at this structure that we are in. Imagine that it has not been built the year it was built. How much will it cost today? So you borrow in order to beat their cost in the future. That's one. Secondly, you borrow because of what we call matching concept in business, most especially when you have continuity. Anything that I will use that will go beyond my lifetime, why do I need to use my own time to do it? So when you borrow to do road and you collect taxes in the future for anybody that is using that road to pay their own fair share. So when you see we borrow, it is part of economic plan. And you, any company or any country that will grow has to borrow because it is part of the ecosystem of a viable nation. So when those people that are just container economics, they say they borrow, they do things, I look at them. And you will see that as much as you invite me, because sometimes you look at those people that want to engage you. And these, do they really ask the right question? Or do they even understand, or they are also downloading what people are downloading on WhatsApp? And and they are asking questions. So when Mr. President said we met or we are doing well in revenue and say, hey, why are they borrowing? Is borrowing not part of the budget we submitted to National Assembly? Is it not what is approved? Are we borrowing outside what is approved? But you know, most of them, they find it difficult to just check what goes on, and thank God that people are here to do that. Now, the last question before we go to the next set is the commencement on the law. If you look at it, we have 4 tax acts. One is Tax Act, which is law. The other one is Tax Administration, which what shows how do you administer. The other one is Nigeria Revenue Service, and the other one is Joint Tax Board. Now, if you are as an accountant, CIT, company income tax, is on preceding year basis. What does that mean? It is the profit you make this year that we will tax next year. Now, federal government time, our year start from January to December. So if you are changing law that has to do with historical for you to make it work, because Mr. President is a planner, is a strategist, he understands this because it's what he has done before, is that it is better you start execution or commencement of tax acts in January because that is your year. But the other administrative one become effect from the day Mr. President signs, because normally we could have done that differently in another way. That could have been done. So the other tax, apart from tax acts and tax administration, take effective 1st of January. But the other one, because it's just changing law that has nothing to do with time, that one thing. And then when you talk about the when the name will be changed and everything, honestly, effective from the day Mr. President has signed, will become Nigeria Revenue Service. So you understand, from the day that so as it stands today, we are Nigeria Revenue Service because it has been put into effect. And if you look at our internal workings, you will see that that is what we've done.
Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ subscribe, hete.